Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time stopping here, my name is Grace and I share sewing tutorials on this channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to sew this beautiful bustier top with an asymmetric neckline and also a bell sleeve. So if this is something that interests you, then let's get into the video and start learning. I'm going to be cutting out the fabric using the pattern from the last tutorial. So there's a tutorial on how I drafted this pattern on the channel already. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to be tagging it in the description box of this one. So this fabric is not folded into two because we are cutting out the pattern spread out as it is. So I'm just going to be adding the necessary allowance all around. So to that side that is going to be the joining side at the end of the day, I will add 1 inch to it for sewing allowance, and to the remaining sides, which is going to be the joinings in between, I'm just going to add half an inch all the way around except to the armhole area. So I hope you understand this. Then after adding the allowances like that, I'll go ahead and just cut out my patterns. So once again, remember that this fabric is not on fold. I'm cutting out the pattern directly on it as just one piece of fabric laid on the table, and this is because we have 3 different sides that are different in shape for this front. So after cutting it out, I'm just going to go ahead and notch the bust points of every of the patterns. For the back also, I'll do the same thing. I will add 1 inch to the side for the sewing allowance, and I will add half an inch to the remaining sides except for the armhole. So I'm also going to go ahead and cut this out. Now I'm going to be working on the front pieces. So I've gone ahead to iron fusible interfacing on the wrong side of the front pieces, and I also cut out corresponding linings for each. Then I'll go ahead and cut out wording for the main fabric also, because we need it for the bustier area. So for the middle front, I'm just going to place it on the wording like this, and I'll cut out the wording up to the under bust area. So that wording is going to stop at the under bust area, and I'm just going to cut it out all the way. Then I'll go ahead to notch the bust points of the wording too. Then I also made sure that I left a space of about 1 inch at the top area so that it will aid joining it to the lining at the end of the day. I'm also going to cut out for the side pieces too, making sure that I leave spaces at the top for joining, and I'll stop at that curvy area, which is the under bust. Then I'm going to notch the bust points and just curve my wording. So I'll do the same thing also for the last side, and this is what I have. So as you can see, I'm just arranging it together, and I'll go in with my hot iron to press this together and make sure that I gum the wording to the main fabric. So just go ahead and do that, and then after that you can now go ahead and join your pieces together. So I have my 3 front pieces here, and I'll place it on the sewing machine, making sure that the bust point aligns. I usually like starting sewing from the bust point area just to make sure that I have even distribution on my bustier. So for easy work, you can also do that. Start joining from that bust point that you notched. That's one of the importance of notching your bust point. So I'm going to sew it like that on the both sides. So this is me sewing the second side of the bustier too. So just go ahead and sew it all the way from the bust point down and also from the bust point up, making sure that you are sewing with just half an inch allowance all the way around. So when I was done, this was what I have in the front, and I'll just go ahead and give this a notch all around, notch it properly at that point, and also notch the other side properly. After this, you can now go ahead and use your tailor's ball or tailor's arm to give the bustier area a proper press. Then after that, I've joined the lining pieces together. Also, I'm going to be placing the lining piece on its right side facing the main fabric, as you can see. Then I'm going to sew the neck area, the sides, and also the down parts. I'm going to be closing those areas up with just half an inch. So the neck area, the sides, and the down parts, then I'll turn it in through the armhole. So I've done that. I'm just going to notch the neck area, especially that curvy area. It is very important. So I'm just notching this all the way around, and I'm just trimming off some excesses that are not important. Then go ahead and turn everything to the right side like this. So when you turn this, you are going to see the shape of the asymmetric neckline. You can just go ahead and use your iron to flatten the shape out so that you will have something really nice. So moving to the back pieces, these are my back pieces. I've also gone ahead to cut lining for each of the pieces, and I'm going to place the lining on each right side facing each other like this also. And then I'll sew the neck area, I'll sew the sides and the downside, and I'll turn through the armhole also. After I've done that and I turned it, this is what I have. Then I have my zipper here. They call it old school. It's the zipper that can open all the way, so that's the zipper I'll be using. Then after fixing the zipper, I almost forgot to place my darts on this back, so just go ahead and place your darts on the back of your top. And I'm just measuring from the down part up to like 11 inches, very close to the chest line. Then I'm going to go out on both sides of the down part by half an inch and connect to the top. Then I'm going to take in my darts on both sides. So can you see how it is at the end of the day? So this is how the back is looking like. The next thing now is to join the front and the back together. And the first thing I'm going to do after placing them right size on each other like this is to join the shoulder area. So I'm going to place the two shoulder area on each other like this, then open one side of the lining to cover the other. So just place the two on each other and open one side of the lining to cover each other and sew with half an inch seam allowance. Then to the sleeve, we have not yet cut out the sleeve yet, so we'll be cutting it out now. I just have this piece of fabric folded into four already to cut out the sleeves, so I'm measuring how long I want it to be. Then from this starting line that I ruled, now I'm going to be ruling another line like 4 inches under it. Then I'll measure what I have at my armhole area. I'll place it on that second line. I'll come in from this first line by about 4 inches, and I'm just going to create an armhole curve in that area. I hope you understand this. Then I'll measure what I have there to be sure it corresponds with what I have on my armhole, and I'm going to just draw a slanting line across to form my bell sleeve. So this is how easy it is to just cut out a bell sleeve. Then I'm going to just separate the down part because it's unfold. So the sleeve is ready and it's time to join it to the rest part of the top. So this is what I have when I turned the shoulder of the top, and I'm just going to be going ahead to cut out the excesses that I have on the shoulder area, so that joining this sleeve is going to be very easy. So after I've cut out the excesses, I'm going to now join the sleeve to the top. So I'm going to be locating the middle part of my sleeve like this on the top. Then I'm going to start fixing it from the middle part of that shoulder area to where the joining is. So I will place it right sides facing each other like this, and I'll go in with my pin from the middle to one side, pinning it all the way around, as you can see me do it here like this, and I'll also pin to the other way round. So I'm just going to now sew this the way I pinned it down around, and I'm also going to do the same thing to the other parts of the sleeve. So it's just as easy as that. And once you join it together, this is what you are going to have. So can you see how nice this is looking already? And we are almost done. The only thing that is left now is just to join the sides from the sleeve to the top area. So around the sleeve, I'm going to be joining it with about half an inch allowance, and when I get to the bodies of the top, I'll join it with my body measurements all the way around. Then after I've done that and I turned it to the right side, this is what this top is looking like. So can you see how gorgeous this looks? And this is just the finished look of the top. So thank you for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful so far, don't forget to like, share and comment. Subscribe to this channel, and don't also forget to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop helpful tutorials like this, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you for watching. Bye, and see you in my next tutorial.